Welcome to today's video. In the last episode we were practicing 4 gaps. We got consistently through them, but we still need to get some speed, because today what we're gonna do is we're going to be practicing gap number 5, which we haven't done yet, and then we're going to be going through the whole thing, all the gaps together, looping them into a circuit. So let's get to it. So I'm going to be showing you the gaps in case you haven't seen the last video. I'm gonna go through them by numbering order, so you know what I'm talking about. So this one right here, which we just flown through, so this one is gap number 1. Gap number 2 is down here. I have numbered them by how hard they are, so I don't know if it's correct or not, but anyway, I named this gap number 2, and then we go to gap number 3, which is at the back of the windmill. So over here, I'm gonna just slow down a little bit. So you fly in through here, and you go between these 2 trees, and then whichever other 2 trees. So that's gap number 3. And now I show you gap number 4, which is the trickiest I have done so far. Need to go over the fence, and then through here at the side of the windmill, loop around, and that's gap number 4. Well, you can do this from any direction, so in the track, to loop it around, probably how I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come through gap number 2 first from the other side. So we're gonna go through here for now, and turn around. So this is what the loop should look like. Gap number 2, then we loop around to gap number 1. I'm gonna just take it slow, because I'm still in the warm-up stage. So over like that. So this is gap number 4 now. Loop around like this from this way, then go into gap number 3. Oh, I messed it up a bit. Okay. And then from here we would be going to gap number 5. I still haven't practiced it on its own yet, but this long trail, it's not really a gap, it's more of a trail, tunnel kinda gap. Yeah, I'm gonna just put on the ND filter, because it's a bit too bright out there, and then we get back to it. So we changed the ND filter, and we're gonna get back to flying. So basically that's the idea for today, to learn number 5, to go through it a few times, and then loop them together and make a proper lap out of the whole thing. So we're gonna just do it one more time. It's a bit sunny, but then we're mostly gonna be in the shade, so it won't bother us too much. So yeah, And that's the idea for today, to get proficient at the whole lap. So gap number 2, we can get a bit of speed here and then slow down. And then gap number 4. And then gap number 2. And then gap number 5. I'm gonna attempt it now. Oh, wait. We get a bit of a bad signal over at that side, so I'm gonna just be safe, come back around here and attempt from this side. It's the reverse of it, but essentially it should be the same, really. So hopefully by the end of the video we can do this confidently and do at least one lap. Oh, it's a bit dark. Okay, it's a bit wider than I expected, but I don't wanna. I wanna just take it slow because I can't see too clearly. And I actually should remove the ND filter. Okay, so that was gap number 5. I'm happy enough with it. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the ND filter because the sun shouldn't really be bothering us. Okay, so I removed the ND just to see better in that gap, and we're gonna attempt it a second time. Should be a bit more comfortable this time around because we can see much better where the branches are. Smooth, 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 nice. Yeah, so one thing that has really helped me is looking through the gap and not really at it. So if it's a longer gap like this, it's good to really look at the end goal and turn as you go. It's harder with shorter, tighter gaps like this one that you can't really see the end because it's basically over here. But with gaps like this one, for example, you just look at the middle and you go. Same with the gap number 3. So you turn in and then you're already looking at it as soon as you can. And you go through like this, and then it's gonna be nice and smooth. Okay, so let's try to loop that together. We're gonna go out here and then make a little track. Actually, I should do gap number 5 first from that side as well, just to get the feel for it. Sorry for the camera blowing out, but okay, so it's a bit tighter here and we can't really look at the, and okay, now, yeah. Nice. And then through here. Okay, that was nice. Nice, and we were a little bit faster as well. I wanna be staying as low as possible throughout the whole thing. I'm trying my best, and I'm just being really cautious here. There is no point to rush. Oof, okay. It's not good to be way too slow either. A little bit of speed is good, just not too much. And then here we turn in, and yes, nice. And then we can go straight into this one. Beautiful. And I'm not gonna go into the other loop, gonna just come back up, take a little breather. Ooh, nice, nice. So I was actually expecting this to be able to do this a little bit later down in time, and I was still shitting myself the last time I was here, so. Oh, okay. So we managed to do the gap and the track, the circuit all together in one go now. So the next step is to be more proficient at the whole thing. So going through the gaps a little bit faster at nicer angles and coming out of them at a good angle so we can go and loop it into the next lap straight away. So we did the full lap there, and I was thinking that actually that gap number 5, the trail, is not even as hard as I thought. I was thinking that it's gonna be a problem to do it, but more of a problem is gap number 4, to be honest. Because you're coming in from here, you have to have some height, some altitude, and then you have to, well, I guess you don't have to drop down, to be honest. I'm wondering. Yeah, you can just come in like this. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is harder to do a full loop around the mill, and have to turn in. Oh yeah, have to turn in through the trees as well, which is not that easy either. And the easiest part is definitely just this, but just because the gap is easy doesn't mean that it actually is easy, because you have to come in good. So maybe something like this to be able to do the gap, do the loop nicely. So what I'm gonna do now is practice these, not just individually, but oh, wow. Okay, I have to go get that. So we just crashed when it was completely unexpected. I didn't think that. I don't know what even happened, to be honest. I was just talking and came out of the loop, and then I lost control somehow. I don't even know. I was just turning around like a little bit of an idiot, to be honest. So anyway, we're coming out now to find the drone. I was gonna leave the remote and the goggles at the car, but then I realized that the beeper could come in handy in case I don't see it right off the bat, and also the last transmission we can view through the goggles. So I'm gonna turn on the beeper. Oh, okay, yeah. I have to walk over this, sadly. She's over there. Ah, there is no, okay, that was just weeds. I don't need to actually walk over the plants, that's good. What happened to her? Yeah, she got a bit muddy. Have to give her a little wipe. The Lancer. Oh wait, thank fuck I checked the. Oh shit, the ND filter ain't on it. No, never gonna find that now, will I? I need to. Okay, I'm gonna put down the things, so I have my hands to search. It's a bit drier here. I'm gonna leave them here. And yeah.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, so I came out through here and I was turning somewhere around like this. I think the ND filter dropped at the first impact and the drone was somewhere here. I actually might need the goggles to check where I fell first, where I hit the ground first, to see if maybe I hopped a few meters or not. Yeah. Okay, so I think I could actually be just dumb because I removed the ND filter before this flight, or before the flight before this. I'm gonna just check the little box that I got to see what the fuck, because I just realized I was looking for it for a few minutes, and I also checked the footage of where I dropped, and I wanted to see which impact the lighting changed in the video footage, but it didn't change. And then I realized that I could have actually just taken off, and I'm pretty sure I did. So I didn't lose the ND filter, by the way, if you were wondering. Oh, there is no GPS signal. Okay, here we go. She got a bit muddy, but we wiped off what was necessary. So yeah, anyway, basically back to the video. So what is hard for me still is going through the gaps cleanly, as you can see, and coming out of them cleanly as well, because it's one thing to crash inside and it's another to crash once you're out. Like here. Wow. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me now. Jesus, I almost fucking crashed into that canal. So yeah, I'm gonna just take it easy. Yeah, I don't know. I do need to clean out the motors and the whole drone, because it's filled with dust and filled with mud now as well. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day, because to be honest, we did the gaps, we did the track, and what's gonna happen in the next video is that we're gonna be getting more proficient at the gaps individually, and then but with the next gap in mind. So even here, let's just go, I'm gonna just walk you through what I mean. So when coming in here, I'm gonna have to be mindful of the next gap, the mill, to come around, to loop it, and then here, going straight into the next gap then, between the trees there. And at the very back here, I have to watch out to not overshoot and kind of be turning to the right already, so I can go into this instantly. And then when I get to the end here, to slow down, to be able to turn back, because it's a pretty sharp angle, to turn back into gap number 2 there. So that's gonna be the goal for the next video. Do them individually, but with the next gap in mind, to break it down a little bit, to make it easy on ourselves, or easier. Thank you for watching. It was a short video today, but we did what we came for, really. That was to do gap number 5, to do a full circle around the whole lap. And yeah, we didn't I wanted to go in more into getting proficient at the whole thing and doing a few more laps, but she's muddy and the propellers are full of dust, so we need to give her a good clean. To recap the day, we flew all the gaps individually. We did manage to do a full lap. We did gap number 5, which is very important. It's a big milestone for me. And it turned out to be not as hard as I was expecting it to be, which is crazy enough. I thought it's gonna be needing way more concentration than it actually needed. I'm not saying that I didn't need to focus or anything like this, but just all in all, it wasn't as hard as it looked, because it is wide enough. There is like one small area where the branches are sticking out and the thing gets a bit tighter. Also, the first time around, the ND filter was on the drone, so it was harder to see in there, but then we were smarter for the next run, and I took it off, so that's good. And yeah, the really the hardest gap is number 4, I have to say, because you also have to loop around the windmill, and it just makes it hard. Like, you also have to come out at an angle to be able to turn into gap number 2. I mean, sorry, you have to come out an angle into gap number 3, which adds a bit of spice to it. And going into gap number 1 is fine, it's easy, but you will have to have a correct height to be able to go behind the windmill and instantly loop around. And then from there you have to still loop, finish the loop, come out and go into gap number 3. And then there it's a big massive turn as well. It's not short, it's not tight, it's just a long turn. And then gap number 5 is why I'm saying it's easy, is because it's just long, it's fairly straight, thankfully. It's no gaps, no turns in there. Just at the very end is the sharp turn. It wouldn't be as sharp, but because there is the trees or the little bushes right by the canal, you have to turn sharply into gap number 2 then. And then between 2 and 1 is easy. And yeah, so anyway, in the next video, what I'm gonna be doing is breaking down the gaps differently, and we are going to be in the direction that is going to be benefiting us in the lab, in the circuit. And when we get that done, then we can start working on doing this whole thing in reverse. And hopefully if we get that as well, then we're learning a lot of basic skills as well that come with it. Because in places you have to fly low to the ground. Then there is the fence by gap number 3 between the 2 trees at the back of the windmill. You have to get a bit of altitude. Also after gap number 1, as you're going into gap number 1, you have to get the minimal altitude. And then there is that bush that you also need to get some altitude for. And then I like to drop down there, fly low to the ground. Basically what I'm aiming for is always flying as low to the ground as possible. But obviously in places you need to get some altitude. So all in all, today was a good practice session. We broke some fears. We got a bit better. We figured some stuff out that I didn't know before, and we did the full lab. Now, next step is to get good, to get better, to get more proficient at the whole thing. So, thank you for watching, and as I said in the first few videos, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you have any tips for me, if you're at a better level than me, or anyway, anything, it doesn't matter how good you are or what, if you have some tips about creating videos, about flying the drone, then please let me know, because I want to improve, I want to get better. That's the whole goal of the series, that's the whole goal of the YouTube channel. Because so far, when I was just flying with the FPV drone, what I was doing is just randomly flying around, going fast, doing this, doing that, but I never had an aim, I never had the goal that I want to work towards. So I started the channel, and instantly it clicked that I need to have some goal in mind. I can't be just flying around aimlessly. So yeah, any tips are appreciated. Thank you for watching once again.